Number 6 now, huh? Good morning. Yeah, we're just listening to an article really quick. A report, right? You don't listen to an article, you read an article, right? We're listening to a report, yes.
Retired Air Force Major General. He was once involved in space research and responsible for managing a multi-billion-dollar science and technology program. Scripps News senior national investigative correspondent Lori Jane Gleehall is live with details on what happened. So, LJ, what can you tell us?
Andrew, well, according to the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department, 68-year-old William Neil McCaslin has been missing since February 27th. Multiple law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, are now involved in the search for missing retired U.S. Air Force General Neil McCaslin, a former military official once involved in space research. According to the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, the 68-year-old disappeared in late February, leaving behind his phone and prescription glasses at home. But authorities say it appears that his hiking boots, wallet, and a .38 caliber gun and holster are not there. The sheriff's office says there is currently no evidence of foul play, but investigators are expanding their search areas looking for surveillance footage that might help. In a Facebook post, a woman who says she's McCaslin's wife indicated dozens of searchers, including friends and neighbors, have been searching with the help of horses and drones. She says her husband does not have dementia and was not confused or disoriented. She also rejected the idea that someone may have harmed him because of some perceived knowledge he may have of UFOs. Neil does not have any special knowledge about the ET bodies and debris from the Roswell crash, she wrote on Facebook. And there were questions about McCaslin's connection to the UFO community, Andrew, but his wife dismissed that would be any reason for someone to harm him. She said on Facebook that he only had a brief association with the UFO community after his retirement when he worked as a consultant with the frontman for the band Blink-182, who was writing a fiction book and runs a company called To the Stars, which has had a focus on UFOs, Andrew.
Okay, interesting tie-in there. The authorities, do they have any sort of leads, clues? Do they have any contact
Yeah.
with anyone else
Good morning.
on the time that he went missing?
Yeah, interesting, huh?
Right, well, authorities say a repairman was at his house earlier in the day. He had contact with a repairman. Then his wife went to a medical appointment. When she returned from that appointment, he was gone. Law enforcement did find an Air Force sweatshirt a little over a mile from his house last weekend. They're analyzing that. They're not even certain at this point, Andrew, if that sweatshirt was actually his.
Yeah, and LJ, you've covered a missing person recently. Nancy Guthrie getting so much attention there. The public was brought in, asked for clues. Is law enforcement doing anything similar in this case?
Right, well, they're doing the same thing in this situation. The sheriff's office has set up a place for neighbors to upload any videos that they might have. We don't know yet if they've gotten anything that's been helpful, but they specifically mentioned that McCaslin, he was known to hike and run and cycle. He was an avid outdoorsman, so they're asking if anyone maybe was on the trails, may have seen him, specifically on the dates February 27th or 28th. They say that might be helpful. They say also that they believe that he left on foot, Andrew.
All right, our senior investigative correspondent, Lori Jane Gleehall, for us. LJ, thank you.
Interesting.
News tonight in the search for
Yeah.
Nancy Guthrie.
Oh,
Investigators have
yeah.
reportedly uncovered more images from her.
Yeah, I was listening to that. Hold on.
Her disappearance, and tonight as
Yeah,
well,
over the
the sheriff
years,
is
people
raising
say
real concerns
that those associated to those things, like look at Bob Lazar, who was on Joe Rogan in the last, I don't know, I know he's been on his show probably, it's been a while, yeah. I couldn't give you a year. I'd guess 2019, 2020, if I had to guess a year. That's 2 years. One of those. Ballpark. I don't know, look it up. Bob Lazar on Joe Rogan on YouTube. Yeah, interesting. So then you have this other guy associated to the UFO space program, taken off on foot. He disappears. I don't know what to talk about. Blink-182 band member writing a book about something. Right, so when you see this and then you look at other people in those realms of Hollywood and networks that do what they do, people make a living, gotta make a living, right? Yeah, I mean, for some people it's entertainment. You're, what do you call it? Supplying a service. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, oh, I know. We understand what you're talking about with a lot of those people who have worked in those networks. It seems to be the ones who see through and don't want to play along with fucking people over. Right, it's pretty bad actually when you look into it. Right, when you understand a lot of those technologies, security, and we've been saying this stuff for years. So when people involved with those networks who want access, they want the best security protection. I know, right? They got to protect themselves from crazy people out here in the real world, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty disturbing actually. It's very sad and disheartening to us what a lot of these guys have been saying and doing, and as opposed to actually acknowledging the concerns and trying to help the public systems where all the misfunding's going on. Yeah, the people they're dealing with and the activists and nasty fucking people are the ones profiting from it and using our children as poster children all over the fucking place. You people are fucking sick. I'd wake the fuck up if I were you and get real and start addressing the facts and concerns. And you don't have to. As you can see, they'll carry on with the bullshit. They're gonna make you eat maggots until it gets to the point where people are kind of like, and then just go their own ways. A lot of them are very well off. They grew up in nice, comfortable environments. They got credit cards, security blankets, friends in low places. Uppity up. Right, so that's why they don't really mind as long as they're not losing too much and they still have a security blanket. They really don't care what happens to you or your kids. That includes us. And that's why we're dead and our children are in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles. And people are just like, yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, we've been sickened and disgusted by this for many years. We were put on the programs when we were 18 in the year 2000. Right, we've been trying to explain that to them. Right, just the simplicity. Right, and then when other people are using their ignorance, obliviousness, and they're just patting each other on the back and building each other up and tearing us down, protecting themselves from us, they team up against these entities speaking the truth. And that's what's been happening. And we've been telling people that. And we've been trying to tell them what's happening here with our children, hoping they'll wake up and speak the truth. And they think, oh, it's a trick. It's not real. MK Ultra. Kids aren't really being abused. Okay. That's fake. Okay. Fake or real is fucked up. And how they're using the fake and the real stuff in those communities to fuck with people. And you have these state workers fucking with people. Fear propaganda. They're all going off. Fear China. Blah, blah, blah. Russia this. It's fucking insane. Medicating people while they're all enriching themselves and getting themselves in chairs and positions in businesses, licenses. I mean, you can only have so many of those shops in one district, right? Yeah, it's very profitable too. It's better than gold. Right, when you think of like the gold rush, it's like the marijuana rush. And it's pretty much a lot of it's already done, huh? Right, but then you have a lot of people that feel like they were wronged and they got to get revenge. And I know, it's innocent people out in those public spaces. Right, because what are you going to do? Right, so when it comes to anything, whether you're upset about your street or legal drugs being cut off or flooded, you're upset about the non-vaxxers who are going to kill people, people need to do something about it. Right, so when you look back 2008, 9, 10, what they did around here, you might understand why we're dead and our children are in the hands of sick murderous pedophiles, and it's not a joke, and they try to ignore it because they know by acknowledging it, it exposes their crimes and bullshit, which is just childish crap nobody really cares about. The hazing, the tating, sales and marketing bullshit, ghost hunters, alien hunters, coast to coast. As you can see, these are adults all over the place, and they make a lot of money, and they're very well known. They have large audiences bases who make money off of writing books stemmed from a lot of this shit they spew all over the place. Shadow people, ghost hunters, to the point it's so stupid, flat earthers and lizard people. Right? Oh, what happened to cyborgs? Do you need an exorcism? In 6 or 7? Fucking pieces of shit. So anyways, my name's Mary, Governor Hill Mansion, 4 children here, youngest 2, hands of sick murderous pedophiles. Michael Scott Garan, born 6/22/1984, him and his sick mother Shirley, some of the sickest, most abusive people I've ever met in my life. And it horrifies me knowing that my poor children are in the custody of those fucks who use them for nothing but fucking trophies and poor me and profit from them. And they abuse them. And I don't even like to think of the abuse they're going through while they make them look so well taken care of. Huh? All you visitors that stop by and state workers and want to say they're so well taken care of. You sick fucking pieces of shit. Oh my God. I'd pack your fucking shit and get the fuck out of here. You're damn right. We're human beings. And knowing what's happening to these children, and it's all over your hands, you sick fucks. You're covered in these children's blood and torture. And they don't fucking care. When you understand the abuse these poor innocent children go through in the hands of these sick fucking punks and how these nasty cunts and hags feel good about themselves doing a favor for these cool guys and gamers and professionals, you need to wake the fuck up. I don't care who the fuck you are or who you think you work for. My name is Mary, and I work for the human race. My youngest 2 children have been fucked and tortured long enough. And somebody in the public sphere on our reporting lines needs to address what's happening here at the Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta, Maine. The fraud, the abuse, not to mention all you fucking fucksticks. Noticed all these people involved with those networks and space programs? None of them want to talk about the vaccines. Something else they profit a lot from. With the farms, Skinwalker ranches, lost time. Why is Bill Gates trying to buy up some farmland? They're probably just trying to buy up enough to sustain the general public when these fucks want to play their games and say, no, we're not going to sell anymore or produce for those places because why? Because why? Right, so when you have those kind of networks making threats like that to go on strike or to blow shit up or to cut cables, right, you probably should appreciate people in this world, humanitarians and billionaires that go around trying to buy up enough so that the general public and the poor public school children who nobody seems to want to talk about, they don't even want to put their kids in those places. You fucking pricks. Right. And then look at the... Exactly. Does that make sense to you? Right. And then a lot of those same people, oh, Bill Gates this, he's trying to buy... Right, yeah. So if they decide to go on strike or do something crazy, they have bought and sustained enough so that millions of people don't starve or die because you fucking pricks don't want to acknowledge reality and you want to let these punks fuck our kids because you care more about your fucking drugs and your dogs than you do these kids, you fucking nasty monkeys. You piece of shit fucking thick-headed gross zombies. So I really hope the proper authorities bypass these motherfucking pieces of shit that don't want to acknowledge reality. I know we're the bad guys, right? Rude of us. We should appreciate we have a place to stay, huh? How dare we talk bad? Yeah, I guess we're the dumb, disrespectful pieces of shit, huh? Well, howdy how!